up for Tara.
Far below the ocean waves, a Gnarble lay in bed. All night long his Gnarble dreams kept swimming in his head. He dreamt a dream of swimming up to see the sky above, lit up by the sun in colors he just knew he'd love. But Gnarbles never swam that high. Their fins were much too small. Their tails were thin and floppy, which didn't help at all. But this Gnarble, he liked his fins and had no problem with his tail. So when he woke, he knew he just wouldn't fail. I'm swimming up above the waves to see the sky of blue. I've never seen it even once, and now it's time I do. But the other Gnarbles warned him not to swim so high, as did the Blyfish family that always swam close by.
No Gnarbles ever swam that high, it simply isn't done. A Blyfish just might make the trip, but we know you're not one. You Gnarbles don't have flappers like all us Blyfish do. You don't even have coggers like the swimming Gungaloo.
But the Gnarble didn't listen and left his friends behind. No silly Blyfish family was ever going to change his mind. He swam up past the boulders made of spongy dishy gosh and flew right past a herd of floating, feeding Flipplefosh. His fins were getting tired, but he knew he couldn't stop. So he kept swimming faster, trying hard to reach the top. But just then, a hungry Wargle grabbed him by his tail and pulled him right up to his chin.
I've never had a Gnarble. This will be a thirsty treat, eh? But you're much too thin and tiny for big old me to eat.
So the Gnarble just kept swimming and didn't dare to stop until he heard the sound of a great big bubble pop. The Gnarble turned around to see he was in a bit of trouble, because following behind was that of a silver Supple-Lubble.
Oh, Mr. Supple-Lubble, please don't meet me up for lunch. I'll bring you a yummy plant instead for you to sit and munch. Well, I've never seen a Gnarble try to swim this high before. What is it, little fishies, that you're up here looking for? Well, if I could see the sky just once, I'd be a happy fish. To do a flip above the waves would be my only wish. Well, I'm sorry, silly Gnarble, but I cannot let you go. It is Supple-Lubble dinner time. You should have stayed below. The Gnarble cowered back in fear and shook from fin to fin until he saw a school of fish called Shiny Glimmy Glim. The Glimmy Glim swam right past the Supple-Lubble's face. The Gnarble grabbed a glimmy fin and quickly left that place. The Gnarble still swam higher until he saw some light. He knew it was the sun, and oh, was it a sight. Closely by, a plink was sleeping, lying on his back. He rubbed his giant belly as he dreamed about a snack. The Gnarble smiled happily and kept his fins a-swimming, but he didn't see the plink wake up, for he was busy grinning. The Gnarble almost made it to the surface of the sea, but the plink chomped down and swallowed him as if he were a pea. The Gnarble sat inside the plink and started softly crying. He'd never make it out of here. Was there any point in trying? But the Gnarble knew he'd come too far to quit and give up now. There must be some way out of here. There's got to be, somehow. So the Gnarble swam around inside, trying very hard to think. And while he did, his floppy tail was tickling the plink. The plink was very ticklish and couldn't hold it in. He tried to cover up his laugh with his giant plinkish fin. But his mouth was open long enough for the Gnarble to swim free. He swam so fast, the hungry plink did not have time to see. Far above the ocean floor, above the Gnarble's homes, above the Blyfish families and dancing water gnomes, above the swimming Gungaloo and slimy Dundledun, a Gnarble flipped above the waves and smiled at the sun. Yet